Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has an impressive net worth of $280 million. But how does the highest paid actor in Hollywood spend $250 million? Maybe you wouldn't be all that surprised to learn that even though America's favorite beefcake may live a lavish lifestyle of expensive cars, fancy custom-made suits, and an impressive collection of wristwatches worth more than what some of us pay in rent for a year, that he's also a super nice guy who gives back to his family, his co-workers, and the community. I hope you're good and warmed up, because it's time to get this workout underway and find out how The Rock is spending his $250 million. Arguably the most famous hardbody since Arnold Schwarzenegger, they don't call this guy The Rock for nothing. Just look at that chiseled physique. He first rose to fame as a shade-throwing professional wrestler with the WWE way back in the 90s before jumping off the ropes and into Hollywood with his debut film 2001's The Mummy Returns. That was just the beginning of what has already become a long and storied career of one blockbuster hit after another. It was only a matter of time before The Rock's bank account was as big as his muscles. A recent report revealed that between June of 2017 and June of 2018, films like Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle helped earn Johnson a staggering $124 million in just a year. He is quite likely the highest paid actor in history. But where does anybody even begin to spend that kind of cash? For guys like Johnson, that's easy. He looks no further than his own family. It's no secret that Dwayne Johnson is a big teddy bear when it comes to his family. The actor's heartfelt post to his daughter Simone on her 18th birthday was enough to make anyone wish they could call him dad, as was this adorable photo of the jacked-up giant having a tea party with his 3-year-old. But his generosity doesn't stop there. Earlier this year, Johnson called his father, retired wrestler Rocky Johnson, to tell him he was going to buy him a house anywhere he wanted. He made the same gesture to his mother the previous Christmas, uploading her reaction on Twitter. When you can afford to buy people multi-million-dollar homes, you can certainly afford to buy them custom-made pickup trucks. In 2015, Johnson gifted a replica of his $60,000 custom-made Ford F-150 to his uncle, pro wrestler Tonga Fafita. It was a gesture of thanks for his uncle's support during Johnson's early years as a pro wrestler. He must really love that Ford truck, because in 2018 he gifted the same one to his stunt double, Tanoi Reed, who also happens to be his cousin. And speaking of cars, it's only fitting that the star of the Fast and Furious franchise has his own collection of fast and flashy vehicles. Why don't we take a look inside The Rock's garage? His F-150 isn't the only truck Johnson loves. He's got himself a bright blue Hennessy Velociraptor. The performance vehicle boasts a 278 horsepower V8 engine and can go from 0 to 60 in just 4.1 seconds. And you can have one all for yourself for just a measly $150,000. Of course, that's just pocket change for Dwayne Johnson. Check this out. At the premiere of his HBO show Ballers, Johnson pulled up in his shiny Pagani Huayra sports car. The Italian-made roadster cost him a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Or how about this? Johnson's V12 6.5-liter engine Rolls-Royce Wraith. This classy 950 horsepower beauty is a real bargain at just $332,500. Oh, but here is the kicker. Dwayne Johnson once bought himself a 950 horsepower Ferrari LaFerrari worth $1.5 million. The problem? He couldn't fit his large frame inside the tiny sports car, and he eventually had to give it up. The Rock is one big dude, and there's no secret as to why. The man lives to work out. In fact, hidden within The Rock's $4.5 million Florida mansion is a full-sized custom home gym that set him back a whopping $300,000. At the center of the pricey home gym is a $2,000 Star Trek multifunctional trainer machine. He's also got a full set of Iron Grip brand dumbbells and bars, each costing several hundred, a $700 Kabuki Transformer squat bar, a full set of weight machines by Hammer Strength that average around $3,000 a piece, Precor fitness cardio machines that run as much as $9,000, and Rogue bench press machines that also run a couple hundred a piece. And if that weren't enough, when his post-workout hunger strikes, Johnson doesn't have to go far. The home gym is just steps away from a full kitchen complete with personal chefs. Working out isn't the only method Dwayne Johnson uses to look and feel his best. Bet you didn't know the hulked-out movie star owns a collection of flashy designer wristwatches worth tens of thousands. Rolexes are his favorite, and he grew up always wanting to own one. He bought his first in his early days as a high-profile wrestler for $35,000. Unfortunately, being new to owning fancy bling, The Rock forgot to take the Rolex off in the wrestling ring and busted it just 1 week after buying it. No matter. One Rolex he owns now, a water sporting model called the Sea Dweller, retails at a cool $14,600. He also loves Italian-made Panerai Luminar watches. He has two that we know of. He wore a Panerai Luminar submersible in Fast and Furious 5. This bad boy can safely go to underwater depths of 1,000 meters and costs upwards of $12,000. His other is the submersible 1950 3 Days automatic Titanio, which boasts a 72-hour power reserve and costs $9.2 thousand. On a side note, once while The Rock was on the set of the 2002 film The Scorpion King, he accidentally punched the late actor Michael Clark Duncan in the face. As an apology, Johnson bought Duncan a custom-made Rolex. It was an incredibly generous gesture, but it is one that he sometimes wishes he didn't make. In an interview on the incident, he said, quote, "I did notice when the story got out that guys would lean in a little closer for a punch." Fancy timepieces deserve to go with fancy suits, and The Rock has got plenty. Check these out. At the 2016 Golden Globes, he wore a wine-colored velvet tuxedo. At the 2016 Oscars, he wore a deep blue suit with charcoal accents. In January of 2018, he was spotted in a crushed velvet suit at the Golden Globes. And he wore this smart caramel-colored double-breasted velvet suit over a turtleneck at the 2019 Time 100 Gala. Considering that our boy is of such large stature, you know he must be shelling out a pretty penny to have these tailor-made. Johnson doesn't always spend his money on material things. Like any smart person of wealth, he also invests a great deal. After collaborating for years, The Rock officially partnered up with the fitness apparel company Under Armour. He helped promote their connected fitness platform, which spent big money acquiring fitness apps MyFitnessPal and MapMyFitness, earning the company over $36 million in revenue. He also helped develop his own line of products inspired by his lifestyle and fitness regimen, including gear like rock-inspired backpacks and duffel bags. In June of 2018, his line of $130 sneakers sold out in just 30 minutes. That is simply amazing. Now, a lot of people with this much wealth might be prone to keeping it all for themselves. But not our boy Johnson. Dwayne Johnson supports over 24 charities and causes, including the Red Cross, the Rush Philanthropic Arts Foundation, the I Have a Dream Foundation, the Kids Wish Network, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Back in 2006, Johnson spent big bucks to create the Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation. This charity works with children with illnesses, disorders, and disabilities, helping to improve their self-esteem and empower their lives. It also helps with physical fitness and nutrition programs for the children. The foundation works with kids aged up to 20 years old. Perhaps there's another super fit superstar in the works out there getting a head start thanks to The Rock. Time will tell. Johnson also reinvests in his own career. Back in 2012, he founded 7 Bucks Productions. From their website, quote, 7 Bucks Productions is a multi-platform production company pioneering original content for television, film, emerging technologies, and digital networks. This production company helped produce Johnson's HBO series Ballers, as well as several of his recent films, including Skyscraper, which raked in over $300 million at the box office, Rampage, which earned $420 million, and the 2017 Jumanji sequel Welcome to the Jungle, a film that brought in close to $1 billion at the box office. As for the name of the production company, well, there's actually a story behind that. Johnson says that back in 1995, after giving up on aspirations to be a pro football player and before landing his job as a wrestler with the WWE, he emptied out his pockets and all he had was $7. The name serves as a reminder to his past and as a source of continuing motivation. That's a pretty cool story. And that is just some of what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson spends his outrageous fortune on. If you suddenly had $250 million, what's the first thing that you would spend it on? Let us know in the comments. Or how about this topic of discussion? Would you let The Rock punch you in the face in exchange for a free Rolex watch?